Well, this is just disturbing to hear. Dr. Anthony Fauci, a key member, you might even say the leader of the White House coronavirus task force on many days, he is now facing death threats.
We couldn't believe it when we learned about this. He's been forced to beef up his security detail following growing concerns for his safety. Our senior justice correspondent, Evan Perez, broke the story and joins us now. How can this be?
Well, that's one of the things that happens with the increased profile that Dr. Fauci has now taken. As you mentioned, he is essentially the face of the government's response to this pandemic. And it appears that as a result of that, he's gotten an increased number of threats. And so the Health and Human Services Department essentially decided that he needed to have more personal protection. They reached out, the Inspector General for HHS reached out to the Marshal Service, which essentially deputized some officers from the Inspector General at HHS who are now acting as Dr. Fauci's personal security. We also know that the Metropolitan Police here in Washington has also increased the amount of protection around Dr. Fauci's home. But again, guys, it is one of those sad testaments to the increased profile that Dr. Fauci has taken during this crisis, that he's getting these threats now.
Gosh. Oh, I can't believe it. Evan, thank you for that reporting. Of course, we're wishing him all the best. He is doing so much for this country right now. Also, more than 30,000 Americans are back at home after being stranded overseas because of travel restrictions, of course, prompted by the response, Jim, to this outbreak.
But they're not all home. Thousands more still need help getting back to the United States. CNN national security correspondent Kylie Atwood joins us now from the State Department. How many still out there, and how are they going to get back?
Yeah, well, Jim, the State Department told us yesterday that they are still tracking about 24,000 Americans who may be seeking assistance from the U.S. government to get back to the United States. And to give you a little bit of context here, these are largely American travelers who were in countries that then closed down their borders, closed down their international airspaces, preventing them from getting home. And the State Department has already helped 30,000 of these Americans get home. But the message from the senior State Department official who is leading this repatriation effort yesterday was pretty blunt. He told Americans, listen, when an earthquake happens, you don't stand on lower ground and wait for the tsunami to come. You seek higher ground. And he said in this instance, the earthquake has already happened. So these Americans who are abroad really need to be seeking assistance to get home now. And he said that that assistance that's being provided at this time by the U.S. government may not be available in a few weeks' time. So it was a very clear call to these Americans to seek assistance now, because they really should be getting back to the United States with their families to help the U.S. fight this coronavirus and keep it contained.
Kylie Atwood, thank you so much. I'm thinking about all those folks still waiting to get back here.